Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCraft.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live and work in Scotland. So here we are, it's almost 11 o'clock and it's time for cuppa and cards, and I've got my coffee here with me and hoping... Hi, morning Andrea, hope you're good. Just getting myself set up here, clearing a space. So yeah, I'm here to show you some masking. I do lots of different masking. I'm not going to apologise for it. It's an easy technique that gives you some good results. Hi Alison, in you come. So as I say, I'm just had some bits, I've been tidying up a wee bit. That's the story of my life. Whenever I tidy up, I find things. No surprises there. So I have a card, where is it? I've got it here, that I made just the other week. I was just sitting and playing and I've used this paper tape. Now this is made by one of these large companies that makes sticky notes. You know the one. I'm having a wee bit trouble sourcing it, more of it just now, but there are other brands who make this particular, or you could cut yourself a strip from some other sticky paper or masking paper. I just use this because it's convenient. You'll see that it's just the right width for what I want to do, because I want to use the Thank You in Ornate Thanks stamp set. Yeah, so this works, the method works for me. So I'm just waiting for people to come in. Good morning Rosie, I'm delighted to have you here. In you come. Of course you can join in. Where are you Rosie? Are you a paper crafter as well? And Rails, good morning. And good morning Karen. So hopefully everyone's welcome here. Everyone, even if you're not a crafter, just share a bit of community, that's fine. We're all here to chat. So it's not a great day here in central Scotland. It's quite dull. It's not very warm at the moment. I'm hoping it'll warm up later and I'll get out for a wee while. Oh, you're in Whitby and you card craft as well. Are you familiar with Stampin' Up, Rosie? Hi Wendy, in you come. So look, I have put a wee fire on in the corner and there's some hot drinks if you've not brought your own with you, and there's nibbles as well on the table. So please do come in and just say hello to the person next to you. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, that's good Rosie, that's grand. However, if you don't have a demonstrator, I would be delighted to be that person. So if you do want to know any more about Stampin' Up, then get in touch. So, yeah. So, I'm here to share today this very simple technique. And I've set myself up just to do something similar. But sometimes I quite like just using one ink and seeing what we can do just with one ink pad. So my favourite colour, it's no secret, is Night of Navy. Just love it. So that's what I'm going to use today. That might change before the hour's out, but what I'm going to do, I've lost my card that I showed you. Where is it? Here it is. I'm actually going to, what I did with this one was I stamped it with Memento Black and then I took my mask off. And then I've coloured the flowers with watercolour pencils and my Wink of Stella. So I will be using my Wink of Stella today. Probably not my watercolour pencils today. We'll keep them for another day. We'll maybe do a session that is just about watercolour pencils. So let's stop blathering and let's stamp, alright? So what I've done is I use my grid paper for this kind of work, and I've kind of eyeballed where I would like my line to be, and then I'm just trying to get it straight. So I use the grid paper to guide me. So I've got that. See, the thing is that bit of paper isn't quite straight, so let's just use the lines to get this. This is just a layer that will go on a plain white card, and then use the thicker line. It's quite difficult for me. You're going to have to put up with seeing the top of my head with my wet hair because I'm not long out the shower. Do you know what? It's straight enough. It's not straight, but it's straight enough. We'll just go with it. So that's that bit where the sentiment will go when I'm done. I've got that. I've got loads of card layers ready. But what I haven't got ready are any blocks. There's always a flaw with Janice. Did I? Hey Christine, in you come. In you come, in you come. So I need some blocks. Probably going to need that one too. Yeah, I've got some out on my desk, but we'll see where we go. This tape is made by, you know, that big sticky note company. But you could make, you could, it's because it doesn't tape. You can use washi tape, but you have to be extremely careful taking it off. So even if you bought some big sticky notes and, used your trimmer to cut yourself some strips at the width you want, this just happens to be the right width for the sentiment I want to use, really. So anyway, I blether. So again, just using one colour of ink. Hi Heather, in you come. Because a lot of, people that are just starting out to stamp, they don't have a lot of colours. And do you know what? I need to clean this. I forgot that I've just re-inked my Night of Navy, so that was just a bit OTT. I've been so used to having to lean heavily on it, but as you can see, that's not going to be the case, and that chamois a bit dry. Normally just before I start I go and rinse my chamois, but I think I did them quite late yesterday, so there, this one's damp enough. Start again, Janice. See, even with all my experience, I still make mistakes regularly. Yeah, that's it, Rails. I'm trying not to advertise for another company. Right, so really, you mustn't, see when your stamp is sitting on your ink, that's as hard as you need to press. Need to remind myself of that as well. You don't actually press it in. These are foam pads. Don't press in, because all you end up with is more ink than you require. And I had forgotten that I had re-inked, so we might end up using a different... So what I'm doing is I'm just positioning this stamp so that most of the blossom is above, but it's not going off the card. Look, covered already, only just begun. So just giving that a minute to transfer, remembering that I'm pressing a wee bit harder because the tape that, lifts the stamp up a wee bit there. So just hopefully we'll get the result we want. It's good enough. And then this one, I'm actually going to bring this, although it's touching, I'm just changing the angle slightly. I don't want any of it going over the top of the tape. We've got this coming here. So there you go, that's the stamping. Let's clean this off for this bit. As I say, you can use washi tape, but it does lift the paper if you're not careful when you're taking it off. But this, the paper tape, this really is pretty okay. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a bit of colouring first. And I've got one of my Wink of Stella pens here. This is a fabulous product because you can use this a bit like a watercolour pen. And what happens is when you start colouring with it, it picks up the ink. Because I've used a coloured ink, it picks up the colour of the ink, and so not only are you adding a bit of sparkle to your picture, you're adding more colour. But as you see, it's just a little bit faded, which is it's a lovely look. And I do like monochrome. So you can work slowly, or you can just work quite fast. And it is leaving a bit of sparkle behind as well. And just giving your card a nice bit of interest. And then just a bit down stem, and then the leaves. And the way that these particular stamps are, the depth is all there. And that's all for that bit, and then the bottom. So I'm just colouring. See, I go quiet when I'm colouring, but I'm just pulling the colour out into the flower, and it just gives that nice pale blue look. So this is just a fun way to add colour, and you again just using one. So if you've bought one of the kits and you've just got one stamping spot, you can use the stamps from your kit. Get a Wink of Stella and you still can make some really pretty cards. So then I'm going to very, very carefully take this paper tape. Now I find if you pull it at an angle, you'll have less trouble. Okay, and I'll put that over because I will use that again. I'll use that on the next card. So then I need my thank you sentiment here. This is a fantastic thank you set. Whoops. And it is carrying over to our new annual catalogue. So I'm going to take the big thank you here. And then I've got one of my little ones. So then we have, thank you, my friends, ever so much. You're amazing. Thank you for all you do. Thank you from all of us. Thank you for all your help. You made my day. Just wanted to say thank you. I wasn't sure how to thank you. Do you know what I mean? It's that you can make up what you want. I quite like the ever so much. Where is it? Why can you never find what you want? That's for all you do. That doesn't help either. Why is it not? I used it recently. I used it on that one. Oh well, I'm losing it. We'll leave it just now. Spend your morning looking for a stamp. I'm not sure where Steph is, but she was having quite a lot of work done in her house, so she's maybe kind of caught up with that. Yeah, she is usually here in here. Oh, hi Caroline. So I've inked up my thank you and I'm just going to pop that. Oh no, try not to do that. Talking and stamping up at the same time, pretty dangerous. That's beautiful. It's barely noticeable. My skiff, I still don't know where. Ever so much there it is. It's really. I'm just trying to get that straight right, so ever so much, and we'll just pop that here. Thank you ever so much. And then a card blank. I've got basic white, card blank, and that can just go straight on like that. Is that pretty or what? I think that is ever so pretty. Or you can pop some dimension on there. Hi Allie, and you come. Nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well. The fire's on. You get a cuppa. The snacks on the table. So I've put some dimension on it. And then I'm just going to try and put it on. Straight, let's see. Got a shaky hand today for some reason. I do have a natural shake. There, that's close enough. There you go. So there's our first card under our belt. So that's nice. So we're just going to do the same sort of thing again, but try this time with the Forever Fern. And we'll stick with that colour just now and then we'll maybe change it up. So let's set up this time. We'll just take our tape again. So you could use that method with the same stamp over and over again and you would soon get a batch. Oh yeah, you could run it through an embossing folder. You do all sorts of things, but on I'm trying to cater to people on a Thursday morning that maybe don't have a lot of equipment. Yeah, it's close enough. There you go. Right. So let's see how we go with Forever Fern. For the moment, we'll stick with these colours. So which leaves will we use? We'll just stick with the blue just now. I like that one and I like that one just now. Looking for the smaller ones really. We'll see what we do. Where's my Night of Navy? And my blocks. Now there's more, these are more solid. Oh, hello Shirley, never saw you. I like that these are distinctive, these Forever Fern. Pop that one like that. Wow. I might have over inked this. And then I'm just going to pop this, do sort of mirror image down here, but I'm just going to angle it slightly. It comes further down, I think. I should have pressed a wee bit harder in there, but I'm not going to double stamp, so we'll just find something, another way of sorting that. and then we'll try this one out, see what it does. Thinking if I do this one over a wee bit, overlapping that, and push down in. I like the fact that my this has been re-inked, it's pretty. Let's see what else. We've got some smaller leaves so we can fill in a bit. I'm just pressing firmer to try and just get some ink right up to the tape. So then you've got a line there. So you see, even just continuing using the same colour right through, it's still pretty. And they overlap fine as well. Just pop that one there. So it's just a matter of, it's just a bit of paper, so you know you can experiment away. You can see how the ink lightens after a moment or two. And I think this time we'll use this stamp that comes with this set, Love and Laughter Forever After, because it'll fit in that space too. Whoops, ink everywhere, Janice. And then again, just very carefully take your tape off, steady it so it doesn't take any paper with it. Just got a wee bit of ink on the edge, so I'm just going to take that off with my chamois and there as well. I don't want that on my card, and this time I'll not drop it till I'm ready. So I'm trying to get over the head here and then so there. And now if you wanted to add some sparkle, then you could choose, you can do that as well. The Wink of Stella is a fabulous wee tool. I'll show you another way to use it as well. With your ink pad, there you go. So I've just sparkled up just adding just a little bit of sparkle onto there. I actually think this might be running out, to be truthful, so I might have to open a new one and close this ink because it's dangerous. Oops. So next time we'll bring in another colour just to let you see. And I need a card base. Now, another way of adding, lifting this up, because it does then, when you put it on dimensionals, as well as giving the card, a bit of lift, the shadow that causes then gives that a wee border. I mean, you can move on a bit, you can add, look at the state of the hands. So I can then just do this on flat this time, butt edge, to give it, oh, maybe not, maybe you need to wash your hands, Janice. So slowly you just change what you're doing. I never do the same thing twice. Look, I should have a microfiber cloth around somewhere to dry my hands. Yeah, I do. So then what you can do then is, the sparkle is there. I think it's the light that's not good today. So you can dab your picture in. Your ink pad. Don't pull it and don't press too hard, especially if you've just re-inked. That just defines the whole thing. And then I can just use my wet glue and pop this, well, if it flows. Very good, great start to the day. Got any that will work. There's always one will work. Yeah, I can poke them with a pin, but I don't really want to bore you with that. There's usually one that will go. Hang on a second, I'll get a wee drink of my coffee before it goes cold. Have you all got a hot drink? So what's everyone's plans for today? Or if you're on the other side of the world, what did you do today? I'm liking. So there we go so far. Same technique. Just let's do the same technique, see what happens. Oh, I know you're off. You've got your Timmies and you're off to work soon. Oh, Heather. I work tomorrow on my other job. This is the job I totally love. Where's my bit of tape? So again, just line up with that harder line, just using that. Now, are you starting to see possibilities for this tape? And that I could be creating a stripe. Chores you've been putting off, Shirley. Oh. No, this is my Stampin' Up day. So my job later on is, I have to say thank you to everyone for joining me. Karen, okay. So yeah, we all have those days. Thank you everyone for joining me last Thursday evening when I did my new catalogue launch. I will be drawing a couple of prize winners later on today for people who did interact with me and for people who took part in the quiz. There's a very small prizes going out, which will be like a card or something like that, but just to acknowledge you for taking part, there will be some going out. So yeah, I do love Night of Navy, but what I thought we'd do this time is bring in our evening evergreen, because I like it. And I'm going to do another one using the Forever Fern. Just much the same as we did already. Because there's not a lot of colouring required with this. Might just have a wee idea with that, I'm not sure. This could go horribly wrong, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I'm going to put the leaves that I used last time over to get cleaned and use different ones. I've got probably two is enough, but there's always this one if we want it. We'll see. Oh yeah, that's a good way of using, yeah. Stitch labels are, yeah, that gives use up your scraps. That's a great idea. Right. But I know I had another block here. I might bring soft succulent in as well. Bringing in the new in colours a wee bit. So we'll see where we go. Start off with this beautiful evening evergreen. Is just this beautiful whatever it's evening evergreen. It's beautiful. I think I'm overstating that, haven't I? So you must be careful that the rest of it's not sticking up. I love soft succulent too now. Trying to press down near the paper tape so what leaves are overlapping. Look at this, it's just so rich, so beautiful. Let's pop these out the way. I'm going to get that out the way. I'll do a slightly different idea this time. I'm just putting a bit of extra pressure here at the tape. Oh, that's lovely. I was impressed with my own work. Easily impressed with my own. These leaves are just divine, they really are. Right, I think that'll do. But what I'm going to bring in this time, there's just some dottage. The soft succulent's your new favourite colour. Night of Navy still my favourite. I'm not going to deny it, but these are beautiful. Just a bit of splatter, dottage, whatever you want to call it. And I thought I would try something out this time just to see if it works or not, is to bring it in. In fact, I'll bring in the early evening, oh I can't seem to say it, early evening evergreen, and just draw a line in line with the tape. Now this might go wrong, but I just decided I want to try it. And then you can just, join up your stalks to the edge of your paper. As I say, it might disguise the wee gaps, it might not, might make it worse. I'm just putting some dots in the areas there. And again, we could use Wink of Stella, which will then over the top if it's too, so then I'm going to draw a line here. Use my paper like it was a ruler. To go again. Whoa! Right, so that didn't work, so I went squint. Just putting a bit of dots there, and you can always just bring them back. Well, we'll see if it worked or it didn't work. It might just be going in the bin, but we'll see. There is another way if it doesn't work. I see you saying hi and to someone, and I'm not seeing anyone called Anne coming in. Because this one, when I watch on my laptop. Hello, is there someone called Anne in here? Say hello. Okay, and then we'll just take this off and see what's happened, if it's messy or not. I think we're okay. I think I got away with it. Yay, see? Just makes it different again. This time I'm going to go back to the thank you. There's only so many kind of wedding-y type things that you need. So I'm just, do you know what's best to do is pop that on there, and then it needs a good clean though. Get all the blue off it before we go putting it in green. I knew I was going to do something wrong. I knew it. Oh dear goodness. Well, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut a piece of Whisper White and a piece of Early Evergreen, or whatever it's called, Evening Evergreen even. Right, so that gap there is 2.5 centimetres wide. So let's sort this, because do you know what, everything's fixable. It's got to be when I'm around. So I'm like clutter. I'm like a mistake waiting to happen all the time. Right, here's a bit of Early Evergreen. So what did I say that was? 2.5 wide. So because yeah, we'll just do it at that. Stop. Take that up, Janice. And that is 10.1 centimetres wide. So .1 2.5 so that will sit there. And then I'll just cut a piece of white. And that's the right, this one's one of my panels that's the same width. So we just cut this to 2.1. fact, you know, sometimes I find it easier to do these shorter measurements from that side. Can she fix it? Yes, she can. Right, this time, no dropping it. Did anyone else gasp when I dropped my stamp? Or are you just used to me now? Of course, I'm not bothered about upside down at the moment. That's not an issue, right? So I've just popped this here. Okay, yeah, it happens to me all the time. But then, do you know what? That's how you discover new techniques and how you learn to fix things. Being able to fix your mistakes, that's the real secret of crafting. Because to be honest, see the people who say they don't make mistakes, I don't really believe them. Not really. Now, another way to lift your card up is to use scrap card, although this is not scrap, but it's, you know, for me it's the way it is. So if I chop, here's my wee chop thing. Just take my wee guillotine and just say cut a couple of bits about there. So you're not raising it up as high as a dimensional would raise it up, but if you stick these two bits of card together, again, I would go in my scrap box normally and find these. Just, you know, just layer up the card just gently like that, and then maybe take a third one, because normally I would use some scraps of the thicker white card. I wouldn't use a colour for this one because it would show through, but there's 3 bits of thin basic white, some glue on. Again, it would be worth letting that dry, but you know what, I'm filming and don't have time for that, so I just pop that on the back there. Obviously this makes this card a wee bit heavier, but not a whole lot, and then just use that bit and stick it on. Whoops. To the front of the card. And there you have it slightly raised. So there we go, there's another one done. So let's go again, let's have another play. Let's stick this one down. Again, we'll just do the same technique, but this time I'm going to maybe use a different stamp set and then show you a different way of colouring in. I actually need to stand up so I can see this better. I'm going to put this one slightly higher there. Now, these grid paper pads are available at the back, towards the back of the annual catalogue. They are worth their weight in gold. I use mine for something like that on a daily basis. Right, grab some coffee. Look, I haven't put the lid on that. Now this time I'm going to bring my memento back out. Yeah, you could do it landscape too, you could do it anyway, but this time I have lying on my desk, or I did have, where's it gone? Free as a bird. So I kind of thought that you could do Free as a Bird in a slightly different way. I love these birds. I absolutely love this, and I don't use this enough. And because they've got open a wee bit, we can do a bit of colouring. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we've got time for one more. I will get in. I've got a new Wink of Stella here. I'm going to get that as well. So that with Wink of Stella, there's a particular way to get it set up, but you need to open the packet first. And because these are packed so that they can be shipped, they've got quite a bit of packaging. However, you've got a nice bit of card you can keep to use. And instructions, they're there if you've not done it before. So basically you pull it apart, you unscrew this, and you take out this black spacer. Don't need that. However, that's really quite a good, it's quite good for your knitting if you do like me, as a to show the end of your row if you do if you use double-sided needles or circular needles. Right, so that, then I've just screwed that back on. Now you need to obviously get it to start, so just use this scrap bit of card. Just need to squeeze it slightly to encourage the liquid to start flowing down. There's a bit I need to see when it comes. It's starting to come now, so just... Don't squeeze too hard, just need to be patient and it will come. You can see it's starting to dampen now. If you squeeze too hard, it'll all overflow and then they'll all be used up within a day or two. There you go, it's coming now. So there we go. So we'll just, I've got this beautiful jug beside me, which I'm going to use for keeping things in, pens and things. This was given to me by Caroline at Christmas time and I absolutely love it. I grew some bulbs in it, but I've just cleaned it out. Now it does say it's for decoration only, so I'm using it as a pen pot. How's that? Love it. Thank you. And that will be inspiring another card. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? Can you see a card in this? I certainly can. Take care, Shirley. Have a good day. So that's that there. And then I'm going to get my Free as a Bird and I'm going to stamp it with Memento. Now Memento is a different type of pad. It is a felt pad, so it's firmer. So you have to normally press harder. However, I've just recently re-inked this, so I'm just going to be a bit more gentle. I just love these birds, so I'm going to pop these on this card, kind of like that. They're so cute, aren't they? Now I don't really want upside down birds, so I thought I would use some of the other stamps in here. And we've got a nice leaf. And we've got some flowers. We do have a bud, but I'm going to just miss the bud out. We'll see how we go with that. It'll be slightly, it won't all look the same, but it's fine. It's just for fun, isn't it? And then we'll colour it in with inks this time and our Wink of Stella. But where have I put my ink pad? There it is. It's black, I couldn't see. So we'll just have, again, I'm not sure this is going to look right, but we're just got to go and do what we've got to do. We've got to do what we've got to do. And then we can have, where's all my little blocks? It's time to stop when you can't find anything, isn't it? It's time to do a bit of a clean up. So again, we've got these little flowers, so I'm just going to pop them. And the blossom's falling off, isn't it? It's falling off the tree, so we'll just... And then I thought, just to kind of make it look as if it's all part of the same thing, just put some of these leaves slightly above as well, and that matches, so that'll do. I'm just going to leave it at that, I think, not make it too fussy. I don't want to overdo it. I just wanted to have enough bits and pieces there to show you colouring in. So I'm going to put all this away, out of the way. Because I'm not going to use this big flower because it's slightly out of proportion. Right. Then I'm going to get out polished pink. This is going to be colourful and it might not work. And that one, what's it called again? And I'm going to bring in Granny Apple Green. I'm going to have some wee colourful birds, sort of, and daffodil yellow. This may or may not work, as I say. We'll see. I'll need something for the branch. Let's just go for crumb cake. Okay, so let's colour it in and then we'll have a look at what we're going to do next. Let's do the birds first. How am I doing that? What I need is, right, so I need a clean block, which of course I've not got here. I'm going to use a block as my palette, and I'm actually going to bring in this one. You can squeeze in, or I used to with the older stamp pads, squeeze in and put the ink in the lid, but some of these are quite stiff, so let's not, all I'm doing here is putting the ink on the block there in that corner. So that's my Granny Apple Green, and then on the other corner daffodil yellow. I think my Granny Apple Greens needing re-inked as well, as you can see, but there's enough there. Now where's the Wink of Stella? Here we go. And I've got my microfiber soft cloth around. So I'm just going to take the green first and let's just see how we go with these wee birdies. So I'm just going to pop some green on their heads and maybe on one of the wings. Again, these are purely fictional birds. So as we're using the Wink of Stella, the sparkle's coming through as well. I know, maybe just have a bit of green. Oops, that kind of gives that, I'm going for the kind of watercolour look she liked, but now I've got covered up that I made a splodge, so it's watercolour look now. Nothing too precise. I'm just adding a bit of green in some of the bodies, and then I'm not actually going to clean this, I'm just going to go into the yellow so that we're kind of blending the colours, and then just add some yellow, just kind of blending them a wee bit together. This is really therapeutic. So it's, I think I'm painting here, see? And if you're like good at seeing light and dark and where the shadows should be and all that stuff, then you'll be able to have fun with this, because you charge it up with the colour and then it fades. So are you still with me? I don't know if it's Facebook or if you're just all falling asleep, or somebody talk to me and let me know you're still there. So there, that's my wee birdies. And then I'll take the crumb cake. Have I got any in the lid of this? See, there's some in the lid. This one worked for squeezing, so we'll just pick up the colour out of the lid and then we'll just do the branch. And that's handy because we can bring that right to the tape. And you're just colouring it in. I'm not going to get finished for 11, but hey, that's okay. We'll be alright. I might. No, when I've got 4 minutes. I think I've got a bit more than 4 minutes to do here. Right, so I'll just wipe that off on my cloth this time, so I don't want brown and anything else. Oh, hi Christine. Yes, I am using the clear ink of Stella to paint with. It's my watercolour brush of choice. So these, they're so stiff, these ones, I'm not going to even try. I'll just get another block. Oops. Make sure it's clean, and then basically just even it. Oh, soft succulent even, Janice. And then put polished pink on the other corner. I'm dipping it into the ink this time, Christine. That makes a nice flag. There's other things you can do with that technique, but we'll leave that today. So, right, so picking up some of the pink, I'm just going to dot that onto the flowers. This is a lovely pink, this polished pink. Just colour in your flowers. And again, if you're going for the watercolour, look, you don't have to colour the whole thing. You just, sometimes it's just a suggestion of colour, especially if you're running out of time on your Facebook Live. Try to keep them to just an hour so people don't get too bored. I prefer that to keep it to a length that people can actually stick with it. But again, get a Wink of Stella. If you've got one, get it out and practice. Play. And then this one that's in here, it's tucked under a leaf. There's that. And then clean off the pink so it doesn't, you know, just wipe it on your cloth. I've got far too much ink on here, but do you know what, that's fine. So then just add it to your leaves. You could use several shades of green, but honestly you can either add more colour. I'm going too fast. So I would take much more time over this if you weren't watching. Actually, sometimes the sloppier you are, the prettier and more watercolory it looks. So and again, it's just using what stamp sets you've got and using your imagination. This will work with any stamps. Yeah, you could use it with Hey Girlfriend, you could use it with anything. And your masking is a good one for any, loads of stamp sets that work with that as well. I'm not sure you would use masking with Hey Girlfriend, but certainly you could colour them in. And I'm just going to wipe this off. I'm wanting just a bit more colour on these little flowers here. Just add a bit more. And then I'm just going to bring in, I just want their beaks to be a bit darker, so I'm just going to bring in the marker pen. I just happen to have the, what's it? Oh my goodness, whatever it is, Evening Evergreen. I'll just give them green beaks. To have darker beaks there. I would say that is dusted. There was something else I did think. Yeah, again, clean it off. Take some yellow. I've probably picked up green as well there. But you can kind of just, you know, you can add other colours. Let's just wipe it. I'm just adding some yellow into the centre of the flowers. You could add it on the edges. Do you know what I mean? You can then just play with colour, just as you would with watercolour. Take time to blend it or just add touches of another colour in there. Right, enough faffing, Janice. And let's just finish this card off. Just take the tape off. You ready for the reveal? Isn't that pretty? I mean, if you wanted, you could draw in lines from the blossom, but I'm just making it that the blossom's falling off. Now I need my thank you stamp, wherever I've put that. Here it is. Will I manage to do this without dropping it? Who knows? Who knows? And because I did the outside stamping with the black, I'm going to do that again. So let's hope I don't mess this up. But even if I do mess it up, I do have a way of fixing it, don't I? And do what I did before. Just giving this a wee bit longer because it's a photopolymer stamp, and I probably should have put my grey mat under it when I've been doing that, but there they go. Don't leave it too long either, because if the ink dries, the stamp might stick, as you kind of heard there. Okay, so then that goes on to a card base. I'm pretty pleased with that, I like it. Now you're going to have a play. So I'm just going to pop this straight on, so this one will be fine to go in the post. As is. It's still wet, and as you see, I've managed to get a bit of ink down here, but we can sort that as well. I've managed to get a wee blob of ink there, which means then I need to add some bling. So I would have liked to have used the new in colour, but I'm finished them. I'm waiting for more to come. So what have I got that would work here very nicely? Where's my normal just wee? Don't seem to have any normal diamantes. Oh, but I have got this. Oh, I don't know, where are they? Oh, do you know what? I've got these ones. I don't want to show you something that I've not checked. I need to sort this box out and take out what's retired, because then I can show you things that you can buy. So then I just got this little old pokey tool thing. I'm just going to put one of these big right on top of my blob. So again, like I keep telling you, when people say, how do you know where to put your embellishments? So the secret is wherever you've done a blob. Right, so there we go, there's 3 in there. Do we need some on any of these? So I don't think so, we'll just, that was just there for the purpose. So, right, so you either clear your desk or you shove everything out the way, and then I will clean it, honestly. Honest rub. I'm just going to take this off so you've got a nice white surface. I'll just turn it over. No, we won't, it's got a mess on it. Right, so where did we start? We've got 4 cards this morning. So that was our first card. Then our second card. Then our third, where we covered up a mistake there, and another one where we sorted out our mistake with a diamante type embellishment. So what do you think, ladies? So what are you voting for? 1, 2, 3 or 4? I use masking a lot, and I'm not going to apologise for it. I use it a lot, I show you it a lot, because it works. So tell me what you like best. 1, 2, 3, 4. You like the 4s. You're all liking the 4 when I've added the colour. Okay. That's funny, isn't it? 1, 4, 2, 3. So that's Karen. 1, 4, 2, 3. Yeah. With you. And 3 and 4 for you, Caroline. So you're liking the early evergreen. So it's just a different way to play. And you know, sometimes we all, with this, the Free as a Bird set, it's a lovely set, and I'm so glad it's come over again, so we've got longer to play with it. And everybody uses the birds, but not everyone uses these other stamps. So it's quite nice sometimes to just use the alternatives as well. Hi Diana, thank you so much. So yeah, it's time to fly. We're at 7 minutes past 12. So thank you everybody. Enjoy your evening, afternoon, morning, whatever's ahead of you. Enjoy it, make it count. And we'll see y'all soon.